One I wrote about an old blues man I used to know many years ago that I learned a lot of stuff from. He lived down south of Atlanta back in the early 70s. His name was Willie Guy Rainey. I met him when he was 75 years old. I was 21. He was an old brick mason. But played old style of folk blues the old-fashioned way. And I learned a whole lot from him. It's really funny. We used to do some festivals together and some coffee houses and some gigs around the area back then. And he lived way down south, South Fulton County, which has been all redeveloped now, but it was pretty much, he had the tallest corn down in that area. And I remember we went home after a gig one night and went out to the cornfield to pull some corn in and cooked it up, and it was better than going to the Waffle House. The thing about it was I stayed over there one night, and early in the morning he came up with wearing some knee-high boots and carrying some buckets of water in. He brought water up to the house the old-fashioned way, and I was drinking a cup of coffee, and I walked outside, and there was a big tall tree out in front of his house there, and I walked out with a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden it started shaking, and leaves started coming out of it, and feathers, and it turns out there was chickens all the way up in this tree, all the way up. I had seen chickens before, but I'd never seen them roosting in a tree like that. And I asked Willie, I said, Willie, what are you doing with these chickens? You cooking them? You raising them? What you doing? He says, no, they too old. So what happened was that Willie Guy had a retirement home for chickens in this tree here is what happened. Never got to see him in the last days of his life, but I sure do miss him. It's called I Never Got to Say Goodbye to Willie Guy. In summer of '74, he was an old black man from a little town in Georgia. He didn't know how to read or write. He was the kind of soul that always treats you right. When Willie died, never got to say goodbye. Sit down and listen to Willie tell me of his life while we played our guitars, sitting out on this porch. Play the blues and laugh and sing, time would just fly by. Never had a friend that I loved more. I never got to say goodbye to Willie Guy. Oh, at least I told him he was a good friend of mine. His reward way up in the sky. No one ever got to say goodbye to Willie Guy. Willie Guy had a good long life, 82 years on earth. When he gave me advice, I can't tell you what it was worth. Even though he was up in years, he was 21 at heart. His humble life for me has left a great mark. In the local news, they said a man was gone that sang the blues. Right then and there, tears came to my eyes, 'cause I never got to say goodbye to Willie Guy. I never got to say goodbye to Willie Guy. Though at least I told him he was a good friend of mine. And I know he found his reward way up in the sky. I will never got to say goodbye to Willie Guy. No, we never got to say goodbye. We never did say goodbye. We never got to say goodbye to Willie Guy. Tribute to an old friend there. Thank you.